I believe grip is the most important shooting skill, especially when it comes to pistol shooting. If you've been shooting for a while already, you might realize that it doesn't take a very good grip to be accurate with your pistol. You can have a tight grip, a loose grip, or even hold your pistol upside down and still make impressive shots at respectable distances. To be accurate with a pistol, all you really need is an acceptable sight picture and a trigger press that doesn't move the gun from where you are aiming. A lot of beginner shooters are able to shoot accurately already, but only when they shoot slowly. This is because their poor grip is keeping them from getting their sights to return to where they were aiming at when they broke their shot. And as a result, they have to spend extra time getting back to an acceptable sight picture before they can break their next shot. You might even see them adjusting their grip in between shots, which is a common beginner mistake. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this: the difference that grip makes in your shooting is that a proper grip allows you to shoot just as accurately as you already are, just faster. Now that you know how a good grip improves your shooting, let's talk about what a proper grip looks like. There are two main qualities to a great pistol shooting grip. The first is the predictability that the grip creates, and the second is the repeatability of the grip itself. Predictability is how often the sights end up right back to where you were aiming once you shot, and the consistency of the motion of the sights in between shots. Many people think that the main goal of your grip is to control the recoil so that you can shoot a flatter gun. This is not true. While it would be awesome to have a gun that shoots perfectly flat, what we're really looking for is consistent recoil. Consistency is more important than minimizing the recoil because the gun is always going to flip to some extent when you pull the trigger. If you focus too hard on trying to minimize the recoil, you'll often create excess tension in your body, which will be counterproductive and end up with you pulling shots low because you're jerking the gun down. This is a really common beginner mistake. With a grip that creates consistent recoil, you'll be able to predict the way that your sights move in between shots, which enables you to shoot faster than you can visually react to an acceptable sight picture. This is called predictive shooting, and we'll be doing a totally separate video on that in the future. The second aspect of a solid shooting grip is the repeatability you have with it. Repeatability is how often you're able to replicate your optimal grip, especially under stress. It's good if you can create a consistent grip when you're hyper-focused on it at the flat range, but all of that means nothing if you're not able to recreate that grip every single time you come out of the holster. With these two principles in mind, a good grip is not that hard to understand. Now let's talk about how to actually make it happen. If you're at home, you can do this with me right now. The first thing I want you to do is grab your pistol with your firing hand. The cues we're looking for here are that the webbing in between your thumb and index finger is as high as it can comfortably go, and that your middle finger is pressed against the bottom of the trigger guard. The level of tension you want to start with on the firing hand is the same tension you'd use for a friendly handshake. We want to avoid any unnecessary tension in the firing hand, as it causes you to throw shots or have your trigger finger freeze up when you shoot multiple shots quickly. Once you've sorted out your firing hand, I want you to add your support hand into the mix. Your support hand should also go high on the gun, but not so high that you are interfering with controls like the slide release. I've seen a lot of shooters who end up locking the slide back on every shot because they are riding the slide release with their support hand. We don't need to do that to have a good grip. All you're looking to do here is fill the empty space and squeeze. Contrary to the relaxed firing hand, your support hand should be squeezing as hard as it can, right before the point where it starts to shake. Again, this is the grip we're looking for. Not crossed thumbs, not teacupping. We want that support hand to be filling up all the extra space and taking it up. A quick note on how far out your arms should be. There's a lot of shooters that see success by putting their arms out pretty far, and just as many shooters that see success by bending their elbows a little bit more. You just want to avoid the two extremes, which is locking your elbows out totally and not having any sort of suspension in your arms. And then you have the Hollywood-esque center axis relock, which does nothing for anybody. It really is this simple. There's a lot of instructors out there that try to overcomplicate these things and teach you weird little gimmicks and tricks that end up being crutches in the long run. Just focus on the fundamentals and you'll be set up for success. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see covered in the next video. If you're a new gun owner and you're looking for some more fundamental knowledge, be sure to check out my last video on that. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video made you a better marksman. And then I'm gonna do this.